it's been quite an eventful 2 days off, to say the least. So let me see here. And I tweeted this a couple days ago. Today I was notified that a motion for a new trial has been filed in my divorce case by Milena. I believe that the court reached the correct decision. She does not. I hoped everything was finally over. Turns out not everyone was ready to move on. So yeah, we might have to do round 2, man. You know, we really might have to do round 2. Apparently the 50-50 was not fair enough in her mind. So you know, we will see how that goes. Most likely, I hope that the judge will deny the motion for retrial. So that is what that's going to be. I'm going to, you know, keep going forward. Can you stream the trial live? So we are divorced, and she is willing to. She's choosing to spend her own money, which is to me absolutely insane because there's no new money coming in. It is absolutely her choice to do that. You know, if she wants to. Yeah, I mean, it's just astronomically insane to me.
With this Norway sub goal, will you be going to the east side of Norway or the west side?
You know, I was thinking about just going to Bergen. You know, checking it out. You know, I've been there a couple times in my life, and it's a great place. You know, I used to own some land there, so maybe I'll go see what's going on. You know, Catchy really wants to see it too. You know, it's a nice area, so maybe we'll go check that place out. The first trial wasn't big enough of a mistake. Yeah, I mean, these trials are expensive, man. Like, these trials cost literally like $100,000, especially when you have to hire experts and everything. And it's not like it's money you can ever get back. It's not like, you know, money that will be divvied up somewhere. It's just gone.
Her lawyers forgot.
No, it actually isn't about that. I have the motion, and it's more like they just don't agree with what was the way that the ruling. So you know, they just don't agree with it. So that's exactly what that what the motion is, which is interesting because the appeal goes back to the same judge. So it's like I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, it might be round 2. But I've learned a lot from the first time around. You know, I've learned a lot from the first time around. Being silent as people you know, trample on my name no longer. So I'm gonna keep this shit as open as possible. I get some news, I'm just gonna let y'all know what's going on straight up. So we will see how that goes. We're not absolutely gonna just let people just run rampant with these lies like last time. So we will endure, and you know, it is what it is, dude. It is what it is. The judge is gonna lull and deny. Yeah, most of the time, from what I've heard, these sort of motions do get denied. But to me, it's just absolutely astronomical that you'd even would attempt it. You know, so. I don't know. Maybe you guys have better opinion on what's the point, but from my perspective, it just seems like just taking whatever money you got left and just burning it. You know, it just doesn't seem like it's a smart play to me. Lawyer's winning again. I'm telling you, man, if I could go back and pick something else, I would be a divorce lawyer, because, you know, it just seems like it's just the gravy train, man. Last act of desperation I've seen this before with my friend through his divorce. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Minus 100K again. That's, yeah, I mean, if it goes to trial, it's probably gonna be even more than that. So we will absolutely see. Do you know what she's asking this time? For at least from the motion, it's the same exact thing. They just don't like the ruling. You know, they're asking for the same stuff. It's like, yeah, no, I want this, you know, 5K a month thing. I want it's the same thing. There's asking for the same thing over again. It's nothing different. You know, So.
Why does she hate you so much?
Man, I don't even know, bro. I don't even know. I have an idea. Because there was a tone shift. During this whole thing. And I can pinpoint it. In fact, I've screenshotted the exact tone shift when everything kind of changed. But that's just like one of those things I'm really not going to share. So, but it's just the way that it goes, man. Wild West was a cheaper event. The court one was so bad. Well, for the cost of the first trial, we could have done 2 Wild Wests.
Phew. I thought with this new motion you were going to take another break, but it seems like you won't.
No, I mean, the first one was just a series of unfortunate events, man, that just didn't make it possible. Like another example of during like the first divorce, you know, when we were married, you know, my entire, like, everything I did was scrutinized.
She heard about plantation allegations, decide to run it back. I don't blame her.
Exactly.
I thought you were the Amber Heard in the relationship. I was wrong. Hang in there, Unk.
But no, it's like, even the first time around, like, let's say, remember I went to Vegas and I streamed, you know, with over 20,000 viewers, made a whole bunch of money. You know, the other side would take the hotel that I got and like be like, oh, this is waste. You know, I'm like, well, no, this is part of my job. You know, and I have to explain it. So like, essentially everything I did was like super scrutinized. And then like, if you did the math with the way like taxes work, and, you know, it was just such a impossible way to even do the job. You know, it was absolutely cooked. But it doesn't apply this time around, you know, because you know, we are not married. So This time it's more like, if I have to go along for the ride, but it's it's a fair burn this time around, so we can see how it goes. Never getting married. You know what's funny? I actually don't even agree with this, man. Like the never getting married thing, because even through all this and all this like annoyance, I still want to get married again. I want to try and do it the right way. This time around, not hide it for 10 years and have a proper wedding and, this sort of stuff. So I really don't want to not do it, so. Is that insane?
Nicholas, Lord NMP,
yeah.
Stay strong, we have your back, and for sure you will the second time, but she will ask for the hammer, please give it to her.
We could just send her a message now and us be like, yo, take this Hummer, bro, call it square. I bet you guys would be happy with that one. It's hard to have public relations with the job you have. Facing consistent scrutiny for everything you do is exhausting, I imagine. Yeah, I mean, the scrutiny is one thing, but the part that really gets on my nerves is people just make stuff up, man. It's like, and like they make stuff up and they like parade it as true. Like there's this like account that's ran by someone with Down syndrome named like Scumbags of Mars or something. And like they just keep like, oh, dude, you should have talked about this Pokemon card. And this is why you're in trouble. Shut up, you fucking moron. Like, literally under oath, I said the card was fake. It's like, God, you're so stupid. I just don't get how those people are even like able to log into like a Twitter account. It's just absolutely insane how stupid some people are. Do you think that I haven't cleared all this stuff with the proper channels? And it's weird because like I put myself in that position. Like I would never go online and like comment random shit about like Scott Disick and the Kardashians' relationships. I would just never ever do that. I wouldn't be like, yeah, man, dude, this guy Scott, serial cheater, dude, loves masturbation, and just type it online. I would just never do that. And I just can't imagine like putting myself in that position to do that and then like be like proud of it.
Have you finally decided to return that piece of shit and just get another Escalade?
You can't return a car. It's stuck here. It really is stuck here. It's not going anywhere, man. I can sell it and lose money. If I can take a 30K loss, but with this potential new lawsuit, we do not have the funds for this. We have this sub goal, and honestly, most of that sub goal, if we ever hit it, is going straight into fees. It's just like it's not really marriage that's the problem. The problem is if you marry someone who's like stubborn and all the words that you need to describe. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the problem. It really is just, it's not marriage. Like, cause this could have been done in like 30 days, man. So what's the point of marriage? Tax reason? Who the f cares? Well, if you're talking about on paper, what's the point? Yeah, it's an absolute waste of time and money. There's really no point on paper to do so. Cause even the tax breaks that you get, like the tax breaks that I've gotten over these years, pale in comparison to the cost of lawyer fees. That's the part that's not worth it. Oh, wow. Live. Chat, this is happening live right now from my lawyer, and I speak. Hi, Nick. Great news. The court denied Malena's motion for a new trial. Holy f***. It happened in one day. Oh my God. That is insane. This has never been this fast before. Wow. Now keep in mind, it's not over yet. She can still appeal to the appellate courts. Okay? And she's probably going to do that. It's not over. So now I have to speak with an appellate attorney. Now we have to spend probably another $50,000. You would think with all the signs and denied and all, you would think being able to see what's happening, you see what I'm saying? That you'd understand to stop. You would think with all this, but it's crazy, bro. Like I really can't. And the thing is, like every email I send to my lawyers is like $600. It's just nuts, man. I'm surprised it happened so fast. I know. I can't believe it.